What's up? I'm Jamie from Code Orange. This is Consequence of Sound, Heavy Consequence.
What's up? It's Ann Erickson with Heavy Consequence, and I'm joined by Jami Morgan of Code Orange. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. So you guys recently released a new single, Out for Blood, which is awesome, just super heavy, awesome track. So tell me kind of about the genesis and the story behind that track.
Yeah, we were in the process of working on a lot of other music, and that's still to follow. And we just wanted to make something that was immediate and filled you with adrenaline, and still had a little bit of the techniques we like to use production wise, and our attitude and our feel. But during doing the sets, we just had realized that a lot of the songs we have that are more melodic are all in this very kind of hushed, toned down. They're the dips of the set. And the way we like to build the sets is kind of like, in waves. So you feel like this, and then right when you're kind of done feeling like that and you're sick of people pushing you and shit, we go down a little bit, and we have some of these songs that fit these different moods. And I just wanted a song that was melodic and immediate, but that fit a different mood, that had more of a mood of like an aggressive, heavy song, but was memorable. And we don't really have that. And I was listening to DMX had passed. I'm listening a lot of DMX, and I'm of course listening to Walk, and I'm listening to industrial music like Pantera Walk, and I'm listening to industrial music, and I'm listening to it's basically like my workout playlist. I mean, honest to God, the song is just a human workout playlist for me. That's pretty much all that it is. So we thought this would be a cool new color, a cool new shade to add into the mix. And it was controversial when we put it out, and it still is, but it's working for us in a way that many other songs that I absolutely love haven't. So that's not to say that we will continue to necessarily go down that lane, because we are Code Orange. We don't go down one lane. And that's why a lot of times I'll kind of see criticism and stuff, and it kind of confuses me, because I'm like, I feel like we've showed people so many times over and over, record after record, how many things we do. I mean, just on the last record, we put out this technological monster of a record, and we followed it up with like an acoustic rendition of all those songs. And we have our remixes, and we have some of the heaviest songs there are on that record. And there's very melodic songs as well on that record. So it almost feels like a re-education every single time. You have to remind people what you do, and they don't care. They forget like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. We took a little bit of flack, but it's been great. I mean, the song has debuted on the rock radio charts. We've never had that in our life. So it's just going to open more doors for more in the future, and that's what we want to do. But we're excited to play that one live. I think it'll be a great live song.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think one of the great things about your band is that you never know what you're going to get from you guys. I mean, you have your signature sound, but you aren't afraid to switch it up and try something new.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, that's what we try to do. That's the only reason I do this shit, is to keep myself and for us to keep ourselves interested. And we're just bored with a lot of the current shit. Sometimes we're bored with the stuff that we do, so we switch it up, and we'll continue to switch it up. We have a kind of, I think, a new way we're going to go on the next one, and it's part of the journey. And we plot it all out in advance and try to take people for different turns, and some people stay on and some people don't, and we get new people and we lose people, and it's just part of the game for us. It's part of the fun, to be honest. It's part of the reason to do it, because a lot of this stuff is, I mean, I love doing music, but I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, and it can be monotonous at times. And I think we like to excite ourselves, so that's what we try to do.
What can you tell me about your follow-up to Underneath? Because you mentioned here that you're working on new stuff.
Yeah. It's in the process. We're deep into it. And one thing I really just hate about the way music is now, and it's really no musician's fault, it's a cultural thing, but it just doesn't jive with me and with us, is that like there's a couple bands are able to pull it off, but they have to go to extreme lengths. But sorry, I'm going around my own point. But there's a lack of mystery, and there's a lack of that excitement. I don't know. I just like the almost the borderline cinematic, mysterious, element of especially dark music. And that's why, Nine Inch Nails is my favorite band of all time. And even just like for instance, like on our last record, we did this alternate reality game, and it kind of, not everyone was in on it, but our close fans were, and it was very intricate, and it got them really involved, and it built all to the first single that we did, and it kind of let people into that world. And I'm just excited to do that, to answer your question, to do that again with this one, and to really be able to, albums are like a real art piece. Singles and songs and bullshit and shows, they are what they are. But albums are like the art, and you can be visual, and you can obviously express via your music and all the things that come along with that. And I really enjoy that process and take pride in it. So I'm just excited to hopefully take the new fans that we've made and take them on another ride, and we're going to go a different way. We're going to go another different way. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. No, I cannot wait to hear it. Do you have any idea when it might come out?
I do not, because I'll say this. I mean, we have more songs than we've ever had for anything. I mean, pretty much all the previous records were written to the song. Like, there was ideas, but in terms of like finished songs, there'd be maybe one or two extra songs, and that's it. I mean, the last record had one. This record, we've already wrote double the amount of songs that would be on an album, which was just a new process that we wanted to try. And we've been writing for a really long time. I mean, we started writing after we did our third live stream, was Back Inside the Glass in last October, and we started writing then. So we've been able to just write and learn. And I don't know, it's been fun. So I'm not sure when it'll happen. I'm sorry I don't answer your questions. I just say whatever. I apologize.
No, it's perfect. I mean, it sounds exciting, so I look forward to it. It sounds like it's going to be another big epic record. So maybe a double album, since you have so much stuff.
We got to keep it tight. That's the one thing, because I almost started thinking in my head, I was like, should we do a double album? And then I'm like, nobody wants them. I don't want to fucking listen to that. I mean, dude, nobody wants to hear that shit. They really don't. I don't. I can barely stomach it. There's like 3 records in history that are like these really long records that I love. Like, obviously, I was talking about Nine Inch Nails. The Fragile is like maybe my favorite. It's one of my favorite records of all time. That's really long. It deserves to be long. It should be long. If we could make a record that was that long, that deserves to be that long, I still don't even know if we would have the confidence to do that, because I would just be like, in this world, nobody wants to hear that. I mean, I don't. It's misery. It's misery to me to sit there and just listen to this shit forever. I mean, it really is. So probably not. Probably narrow that thing down nice and tight.
Mastodon, their latest record's a double album, and they never expected to do that. So never say never, and that's a great album.
They like to fucking jam, and they're up there jamming. I've seen them. They got beards and shit. They're rocking out. I can't even grow a beard, so I don't even think it's possible to do a double.
So what are your thoughts on the state of metal music today? Do you think it's in a good place?
I think in terms of quality, there's a lot of amazing stuff out there. I think in terms of in like anything even remotely relatively mainstream sense, or not even mainstream, because it would be kind of impossible to be mainstream, but like at the top of the heap, there's a lot of bands that are great bands, but I don't think there's a lot of like quality records coming out like for me to listen to. In terms of the underground and the things that are bubbling up, there's a lot of amazing records. So it just depends what you're looking for. I mean, obviously, I think there's something missing, or we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. I mean, some people will agree with me, many will disagree, but we attempt to fill a void in what we're looking for. And if, like, we wouldn't do a band, for instance, just to do a band of music that we like, which that sounds stupid saying that in a row, but it's like we wouldn't just, we don't want to just be another version of something that we like. Because to me, there's enough versions. There's many, many versions of everything. There's variants of everybody and everything that there ever was. So we try to do something by combining these elements of things that we like. We're trying to bring a new package. And I think that there's a lot of good bands out there for sure. There's not that much, if I'm being dead honest, and this is purely like a personal thing, because I do understand and see that there is a lot of great stuff out there. For me, that's like scratching my back for what I'm looking for. There's not that much that interests me, but that's just me. And I'm not even saying that to be diplomat, like to be. I just when I look at it, I see, okay, that band's great, that band's great, that band's great, but I don't really listen to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
But there's a lot of great bands out there, and yeah, like I said, I mean, at the top it's a little bit light. I mean, like when I look at this, and again, all respect to everybody. There's a couple killing it. I mean, I think like Ghost, for instance, I absolutely love Ghost. I think they're actually, when I was talking about Mystery, they've figured it out. It's just they had to wear a whole fucking outfit and gimmick to make it happen. I'm not really willing to do all that, so respect to them. But that's the only way they were able to keep that idea of their band. And the guy, I believe his name is Tobias, I've never met him, does an amazing job at that. You know, love them. They're killing it. So they're a shining light. A lot of the other shit, I look at it and I'm like, damn, I mean, it's not pretty to me. It's really not pretty. But again, that's just my opinion. I could just be a man alone standing on an island shouting. I'm Castaway. I'm Tom Hanks. I have no clue if what I even, like, I look around and I'm like, I don't even think anyone agrees with me, you know, when I see the shit that comes out. So, and how everybody puts it over and thinks it's a great, I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm just a bitter old young man. As Larry David would say, not for me.
Well, Jami, it's been awesome chatting. Is there anything else you want to add?
Not really. Just come out. We're going to give the best show we possibly can. We're out in April with Vended, Loathe, and Dying Wish. So should be a good time. Let's do it.